Hello, welcome back to Blender Studio LiveENODING. In this video, I'm gonna do like a little bit of a breakdown of how I create this Japanese Torii Gate, something that you might see in Kyoto. So this is a bit of my side project, trying to learn how to make iOS app for iPhone and iPad. Um, it's been 1 month and I tried to learn Swift programming and it's pretty good so far. The ARKit is actually quite an interesting learning experience for me, and it's actually a good time to learn if you have like iPhone, like iPhone 6s, iPhone 7, especially iPhone 7 with dual camera. The AR thing is actually pretty cool, a little project that I think you should try if you have, especially if you have like Apple Mac computer. You can just download Xcode and install the Xcode and then sign up for Apple developer account. Even the free one allows you to create something like this. It's actually kind of easy, actually not too hard. It's easier than I thought, and this is a quick project. I know that it might need a shadow and stuff, but anyway, I'll show you how I create this using Blender. So this is pretty much the setup I did using Sverchok. This takes me around half an hour. Actually, start from scratch. I just look at the reference. It's a very simple Torii Gate. It's not like the fully detailed one. I actually use the reference from like a miniature Torii Gate made of wood. So this is the result. This is how I create it. So let me delete this guy, and you can see the color here from red. This is like a rainbow color, red, orange, yellow, and you can see how I generate it. I start from this red color, and then the orange one is kind of the mirroring. This one is actually just a cylinder, and we use like a share. What is it called? Sharing? Matrix share. Okay, this guy. So I start with a cylinder, and I'm using matrix share, and see, I can make this Torii Gate like stand up like this, and or I can make it more tilted like this. I didn't worry too much about the proportion because I can always change it because it's all parametric, procedural. So the next one I did is to make like a mirror. Yeah, you see the mirroring happens, and that's kind of controlling the X. Okay, that's pretty clear. So that's how I preview it. What did I do next one? I think this orange color. Okay, that's the mirror, basically mirroring, flip normal. Sometimes the normal got flipped somehow. Anyway, continue on. What did I do here? List first and last. Oh, I think here I'm trying to get to the top and the bottom part of the cylinder. Normally the last two polygons are the top and the bottom of the cylinder. So based on that fact, I try to get the center points. And what's the next one? The yellow color. Okay, the yellow color is kind of, I try to find the center point and then kind of get to this guy, creating like a transform for this box object. Yeah, so see, this is how I get to that part. Basically trying to find the middle point and kind of offset it slightly, and then for this guy also in the middle, I kind of just find the middle point and then place the objects with slight offset. So that's how I think of it. The next one is this guy. Actually, this is, I'm just using the simple deformation here. You know, I can control just a simple deformation. Some part is slightly tricky, you know, to get to the, just to place the deformations position, but once you kind of get it, it's actually pretty simple. It's just like a matter of finding the pivot and transformation, and especially for this kind of object, you know, every part is can be separated, and you can think of each part separately. That way, it makes these objects pretty simple to create using procedural node-based creation tool like Sverchok. So this guy is just like a scaling of the bottom one, and I think the last bit I did is actually the center bits there. And then once we are done, okay, you can always bake this separately, but if you hit bake here, you can get this gate, you know. If I spend a little bit more time, maybe make this more parametric, and I can actually kind of repeat this guy. Well, probably what I will do is to make it easy, you know, maybe just duplicate, bake it, and then join it into a single object. Control J. So now it's a single object, and I can switch to animation nodes, and then just objects in, or instance, use object instancer. This is animation nodes, and I grab this object. How many instances I want to make? Let's say I want to make like a line. Object transform output. I'm gonna make a bunch of this Torii Gate. Line mesh. Okay, I think this should do a job, but I think we can also use the, what is it, matrix. Yeah, I always forgot there is another one to generate matrix. Oh, distribute matrix. Okay, that's kind of like line, but with this guy I need to use matrix. So object transform matrix. So you can use either distribute matrices or line mesh. Let me try line mesh, and then just make a bunch of this guy. So object locations instance, just plug this guy in there. Okay, so that's kind of generating these objects in that directions. We probably want it in Y directions. So the Torii Gate in Kyoto, the famous one, looks something like this, but sometimes it has a bit of irregularity as well. But this is pretty much kind of the design. Maybe use grease pencil to place the Torii Gate, but you can kind of get the idea. If you want, like, use the distribute matrices, it's similar. So object matrix, so objects goes in there. With this guy, you have options like grid. Oops. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, that's probably not how you arrange the gate, but you can see it is pretty fast. It's pretty impressive actually. This guy actually goes in there. So X and Y, maybe in the Z as well, if you like. So that's just a bunch of instance objects for Japanese Torii Gate. So I'll give you the node tree. So this is Sverchok node tree. That's how I set it up. You can make changes, make this better setup. Just play around with it. So yeah, that's pretty much how I made the Torii Gate procedurally using Sverchok. Hopefully you find it useful, and let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.